Good evening from downtown Houston. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, here in Rockets land, you think of Calvin Murphy, Moses Malone, and of course the dream, Hakeem Olajuwon. But a new chapter being written right now here in Texas.
Oh yeah, you think about Clutch City, Hustle Town, USA. But put all that aside. This team for the last several years has been on the edge of success. Let's see if they can take the next step.
And when you think of the Rockets, you think fun. This one could be as well tonight. Orlando begins the game with the basketball. To Fournier. Lets it fly from beyond the arc.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. Knocks down the first. And he hits the second. Perfect from the line. It's all three of them. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. To Harden. Paul. Here's Harden, down low, and stuffs it home.
That probably won't be the last time we see a dunk from him tonight. Maybe sometimes you should send a message. Give him a hard foul. Don't let it be so easy.
Oh, if you're a fan, you love the will and the want. To Aaron Gordon. Beyond the arc for three. Tough shot there for Aaron Gordon. No good. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
The screen sets him up for two. Jay, he's played for a number of teams in the Western Conference, no less. What do you make of Paul and his willingness to embrace a challenge?
Well, for the first 12 years of his career, he was ball dominant. The ball was forced to be in his hands every possession because nobody else, other than CP3, could make a play. Now there's a shared responsibility with the playmaking skills, and that only allows him to play looser, to play freer, to play more like he played in college, hunting his own shots and thinking pass second, score first.
And now Houston has the basketball. Anthony to Paul. Sizing up the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. Anthony to Paul. Can't connect from in close. To Fournier. Inside, he scores.
Safe to say, it's imperative for every team that when a play breaks down, you have to give the ball to somebody who can do his thing. That's what Evan Fournier brings to the table, averaging 18 points per game last season.
And he's fouled. He's going to the line for two.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Paul up to block the shot.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
First free throw is good. both to drop at the line. Hall into the front court. 5-point game. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Nothing going here on that drive. Right down Broadway for the two. Defender has to pick him up.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
And he finishes at the rim. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
And hits the first free throw. Second to three is good. Takes advantage of the foul. 3 for 3 at the line. Houston takes over. Here's CP3. The shot, almost. Nice touch around the basket with the tip. Now the Magic gonna signal for a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Time for some new personnel into the game.
Orlando, number 22, Jaren Grant.
Has a chance. Deep two there, won't go.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Fournier. A pass taken away by the Rockets. Hall with it up top. Trailing by 4. From the painted area, won't go down.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Magic, Arnell serving.
Oops, he missed the first one. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Magic basketball. To Vucevic. Shot from the lane won't go. That pass stolen by Orlando. Fournier to Vucevic. The shot blocked by Anthony.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
It goes down.
You see, here's why versatility is so imperative for your offensive repertoire. If you're a one-trick pony as a defender, I know exactly how to defend you because you only do one thing. But if you have versatility, then the coach can put you in multiple looks within the offense, and then you can get it any way you want it.
Missed it. That'll do it for the first quarter with the Magic in front.
Good shot, boy. Way to hit, way to hit.
Second quarter set to start. This is what we like. This game is certainly in the balance.
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
It just seems like one of 3 things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a 3. Pick your poison.
To Gordon. Fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Knight into the front court. Leads 1. To Harden. Baseline drive. Throws it up. Oh, blocked away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Trying to cash in. Defender was right there. He has to know better.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Number 13.
Here's Orlando with the basketball. Takes stock of the floor. He wants to deliver. It's no good. Great defense.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Now a whistle, and Orlando is going to use a timeout. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game.
Just a friendly reminder for the winner of today's ticket raffle. Until the end of today's game to claim your prize at the customer service desk located near section 104.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Substitutions, Houston.
Isaac to Vucevic. And scores. Strong take.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Anthony to Harden. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Hart hits the free throw. It's a three-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. Orlando ball. 4-3. That's off the side of the rim, short. Now a steal as the Magic have it. A shot rejected by Capella.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
For three. Rebound for Capella. Paul across the timeline. Up by 6. Gordon. Count it.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Has a look. Shot by Carmelo. No good. Nice follow-up on the dunk there. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Rockets have the ball. The drive, right to the basket. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. To Capella. That's blocked by Vucevic.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Gordon. Down to Grant. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Ed, when he gets going, he is automatic from that position on the floor.
And they'll take that any day of the week. Hart with the basketball. The margin is 2. Halftime on the horizon. Grant with the basketball. He'll run the offense. To Vucevic. Nothing going here on that drive. Vucevic. Here's a chance from long range. Not that time. He missed it. Harden. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
The assist from number 17, PJ.
That misses with 2 seconds to go. That's it for the first half. The Rockets with the lead.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Rockets have the first half lead after lighting up the scoreboard, getting bucket after bucket. Keeping up with this pace will be tough, but not impossible. I think they'll find a way to keep it going. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The Magic have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters, and someone needs to step up offensively if they plan to win this game. Not a single player has gotten into double digits yet. These are the guys getting buckets for the Orlando Magic.
Game track. Bench points.
The Orlando Magic were not given a chance to relax in that opening half. Even when the starters were on the bench, the reserves were maintaining the lead. and earning their playing time.
Player of the half.
James Harden did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half. The Magic were in need of a bit more scoring if they wanted the halftime lead. They don't have a single player that can claim double figures in scoring. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Orlando Magic.
Game track. Bench points.
The Orlando Magic are getting enough bench production in this contest. Their reserves need to step up and start making an impact in this game.
Player of the half.
James Harden has the defense figured out, and his shots are falling for him. That's a lethal combination that will be hard to overcome.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. Here's our top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Rockets came out aggressive and scored a lot of points. The way they play here today makes me think it's not going to stop in the upcoming half. I'm very impressed by their offense, and even better, their team chemistry. These are the guys getting buckets for the Houston Rockets. The Magic were unable to find an offensive flow in the opening half, and someone needs to step up offensively if they plan to win this game. Not a single player has gotten into double digits yet. These are the guys getting buckets for the Orlando Magic.
Game track. Bench points.
The Orlando Magic had enough difficulty dealing with the opposing starters, let alone their bench players. They really need to adjust for the depth of this opposing team and figure out how to slow them down.
Player of the half.
James Harden has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Rockets have their explosive offense. Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. To P.J. Tucker. Anthony. That won't go. Gordon. Nothing going here on that drive. To Aaron Gordon. Lets it fly from long range. Smothering D.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To the rim. Lays it up and in. Sometimes it looks like he's not locked in, but think otherwise.
Let's be honest. Sometimes he is not locked in when the ball isn't in his hands. But do you need James Harden to be locked in 100% of the time? No, you need him to be locked in 95% when he has the ball in his hands. That's when something spectacular is going to happen offensively for your team.
Harden to Paul. Driving right to the basket. Rebound comes to Vucevic. Fournier to Gordon. The shot blocked by Anthony.
Continuous effort is the key for your team's success. No one this entire ball game has quit on a play. That right there, that's what's going to help your team win this game.
Gordon. Fournier won't go down.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
To Aaron Gordon. Has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
Okay, that's all right. You take your lumps and you move on. You did exactly what the game plan was defensively to guard a player like that.
Houston with the basketball. Paul buries it. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Harden with it up top. Up 6 to P.J. Tucker. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Gets it in the left corner. Harden, it's no good. And a putback slam.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Augustine with the basketball. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Count the basket at the rim.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Short jumper off the mark. To Vucevic. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First one goes down.
Stepping in for the Magic, number 1, Jonathan Isaac.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Rockets in control of the basketball. Chance for Paul. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
And count the basket.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Now Paul with the basketball. Leads 4. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Nene to Paul. Fires the three, and the rebound taken by Grant. Isaac to Gordon. Nothing going here on that drive. Vucevic, deep left corner. Fournier buries it on the catch and shoot.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested three goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
It's Rockets ball. Paul to P.J. Tucker. Lays it up and in.
You see, here's why versatility is so imperative for your offensive repertoire. If you're a one-trick pony as a defender, I know exactly how to defend you because you only do one thing. But if you have versatility, then the coach can put you in multiple looks within the offense, and then you can get it any way you want it.
Paul into the front court. His team up by one. Oh, a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Time to shuffle things up. It's Paul for two. Knocks it down from mid-range.
The savvy players, they create contact. They throw their arms in you. They even throw their bodies into you. And as soon as you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Whoops, that won't go. This quarter's in the books with the Rockets in front. This has been a battle thus far. A one-point game as we get things back going here in the fourth. Magic own the possession.
Everyone gets free pizza.
Almost, and he's not getting the call.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
Hand in his face, still hits. You don't see that very often.
Ooh, someone's been working on their game in the offseason. But let's not get carried away.
The drive, right to the basket. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
The free throw, good. Finishes off the three-point play. And we're tied up here in the fourth quarter. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor to Capella. Here comes the screen. Harden to Paul. From long range. Not getting the bounce. Isaac. From the painted area, won't go down. To Capella. He was hacked. They let it go.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
Paul to Anthony. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not that time. He misses. That ball's out of bounds. Last touch by a Magic. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. To Anthony. Paul. Great defense, forcing the miss. To Vucevic. Inside, he scores.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Rockets have the steal. To Harden. Beyond the arc for three. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. Paul to Harden. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one. Can only imagine how frustrating that is to stop.
It's beyond an arduous task for the defender. I'm getting frustrated even talking about it. Let me tell you two reasons why. Number one, he's been top 5 in the league since the 2012-13 season in free throws attempted per game. That's pretty impressive. Will make any defender hesitant. And number two, whenever the league implements a rule about you called the Harden rule for his knack for drawing cheap fouls, that's going to make any defender have a difficult time guarding Mr. Harden.
Now the Magic going to signal for a timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with one remaining the rest of the way.
The best basketball. And I know I'm saying this and I shouldn't be saying it because I'm calling the broadcast, but as a player and a fan, you know you tune in to the fourth. This is where guys earn their paychecks. This is where you see real fight and real hustle.
New blood coming in for both sides. It's a 5-second violation. Tucker. That pass stolen by Orlando. And now Houston has the basketball. Paul buries the wide open three. That's too easy. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Paul, where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Oh, they called a foul, Jay.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Paul. Yes.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a three is like shooting a layup.
Orlando has it. To Aaron Gordon. To Vucevic. A shot rejected by Capella.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Mo Bamba. Gordon knocks down the three-pointer.
I love watching these coaches' moments. The coach was literally saying, no, 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 yes, yes, yes. That's how you make coaches look like masterminds.
Capella to Harden.
Big pick right there.
Wide open look, won't go.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your time.
And the nice finish at the rim.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Harden to Paul. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
And the extra period begins. Fournier. Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. Two-point shot for Jay. And a put-back slam.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
It's Orlando's ball. Count it, and the foul. He is going to the line for a free throw.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Got it at the line. Harden in possession. They trail by one. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk. The way he gets to the line, you have to respect every part of his game.
He is an occupational hazard for referees. He's the MVP of drawing fouls. He constantly baits the defender, which makes the defender's hands drop, which allows James Harden to drop buckets on you.
first one, count it. And he makes them both. Harden has it up the floor. And Jay, they call the foul.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Curling inside, and the slam.
Clean up in aisle 4. Repeat, clean up in aisle 4. If there's anyone from the weak side that wants to participate in this game defensively, please raise your hand.
Short jumper won't go down. Harden in possession. His team up by 1. Chance for Chris Paul. Doesn't get the bounce.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket. You're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Houston takes over. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Tucker. Plenty of contact. The shot no good.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Evan Fournier bothered just enough there.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Harden. Off the mark. No good. Vucevic. Can't connect. Paul with it up top. Down by 1. And they call it.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Shot from the lane won't go. Rockets have the ball. The screen sets him up for 2.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
To Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. That's blocked by Vucevic.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Harden into the front court. Up by 3. Anthony knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
And here's the setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions, eventually I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
It's in the hands of Harden. And a whistle.
Just a tic-tac foul.
And he connects on the first free throw. 2 for 2 on that trip. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Harden with the basketball. Leads 4. Here's CP3. Cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code. Jay, he's played for a number of teams in the Western Conference, no less. What do you make of Paul and his willingness to embrace a challenge?
Well, for the first 12 years of his career, he was ball dominant. The ball was forced to be in his hands every possession because nobody else, other than CP3, could make a play. Now there's a shared responsibility with the playmaking skills, and that only allows him to play looser, to play freer, to play more like he played in college, hunting his own shot and thinking pass second, score first.
Down to Grant. Nice pass to get things going.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Houston with the basketball. Anthony to Paul. Driving right to the basket. From the outside, no good. Inside, he scores. Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they dig into their bag of tricks, trying to draw up the game winner. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Overtime begins, and away we go. Gordon to Vucevic. Can't connect from in close. To Paul. Rises for the slam.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
To Vucevic. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Paul across the timeline. Looking to make something happen to Capella. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Isaac to Gordon. The rebound belongs to Houston. The drive, right to the basket. Right down the lane, but the shot won't go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
Going to launch, beyond the arc. Not easy.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing there.
Anthony to Paul. Now a steal as the Magic have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Nice finish at the rim.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Layup goes down. Well done.
When you open up a toolbox, you see every tool in the kit, right? Now, whether you can use every tool in the kit, that's another question. That's who Jonathan Isaac is. He's potential wrapped up in a 6'10" frame. He just has to continue to put in the time in the gym and hope he can reap the benefits.
Easy path to the rim.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Gordon. Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. Rockets in control of the basketball. To Paul. Fires the three. Another chance. Nice touch around the basket with the tip. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Harden to Anthony. Chance for Paul. Doesn't even see the defender. Buries the shot. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
To Aaron Gordon. 4-3. Tough shot there for Aaron Gordon. No good. Now Paul with the basketball. Down a point. Here comes the screen. Harden to Capella. And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
First free throw is good.
Come on, man. One shot, baby. You got it.
So he hits the first, misses the second. Isaac. Nice pass to set things up. Nothing going here on that drive. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Tucker knocked loose. Magic have it. And count the basket inside. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston. They trail by 2. And the question, do they look for the tie in overtime? Or do they go for it all with a 3? It's Paul for two, unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
You see, the great playmakers see the shot before it ever happens. They recognize how they were being guarded on the previous set, and then they make the necessary adjustments.
Gordon. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. 15-footer for the win. Shot at the buzzer does indeed go down, but it only affects the final score. This ball game is over. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they win this one in double overtime. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Hey, everyone. It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets stay strong to get the overtime victory. Teams show their heart in the extra minutes, and it was clearly on display in this matchup. What a great game. It was definitely a thriller. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Houston Rockets. The Magic lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. This loss is sure to be all the more bitter because of how well they shot from beyond the arc. Their percentage from three-point range was outstanding. Check out the leading scores for the Orlando Magic.
Game track. Assists.
I was really impressed by the way these teams shared the ball. As you can see in these highlights, the ball movement was spectacular. It can't be said enough. The extra pass can make all of the difference.
Player of the game.
Chris Paul gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.